Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and puzzle by 99% Sneaky, who hasn't featured on the channel for a while, but is always very good value when he does. So this one's called Shield Birds, and I'm not sure I understand the title or its implications, but it's been sent to us by 99% Sneaky themselves, and it's taken a while before we were doing it. But there we go, that sometimes happens. However, going to make up for that by doing it today. Now, don't forget to look at our Patreon, where there are fabulous things like monthly Sudoku hunts, like more than weekly connections videos, like monthly crossword videos, solution videos to previous Sudoku hunts, all sorts of things going on Patreon. We urge you to join us. It's the best puzzle club in the world. There is also, of course, all of our apps which feature Arrow Sudoku and Domino Sudoku, and thank goodness not Fortress Sudoku. I'd hate to have tested loads of Fortress puzzles. As we will no doubt see today, I'm bad at Fortress rules, but the latest one is Fog of War Sudoku. It's very popular. Give it a try. There's also, of course, our merchandise and SVEN'S Sudoku Pad on the links under the video. But the first link is to Shield Birds by 99% Sneaky. And it's 1% genius, I think, makes up the other bit in a version of Edison's quote. Anyway, let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box, as usual. A digit in a grey cell with arrows facing outwards must be greater than each of its orthogonal neighbours. So the digit here must be bigger than any one of those four. The digit here bigger than any one of those three. The same goes for this one. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in the attached circle, so those three will add up to that one. Digits in cells separated by a white dot are consecutive, so that could be 6 and 5. Digits in cells separated by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio, so this could be 3 and 6. Give it a try on that first link under the video, or watch me flounder my way through this. I'm going to have a go now. Let's get cracking. You will be able to judge from the video length how hard I'm going to find it, which I always regard as a bit cruel. Right, I've got very little going on in this puzzle for me. These circles, though, are each of them looking at an arrow which has got 3 different digits on. So the minimum value of those digits is 1, 2 and 3. So each of these circles contains at least a 6. And what does that tell us? Really, 99% of absolutely nada. This white dot strikes me as pretty uninteresting. If that was a 6, this would have a 2 on it. If it was a 7, this would be 1, 2. If it was an 8, it could be 1, 2, or it could be 3, 4. If it was a 9, there's a number of possibilities. And I mean, it wasn't even as if all of those things came up. Well, I mean, I suppose the digits are always from 1, 2, 3, 4. That couldn't be less interesting in a way. What else is there? Those 3 combined with that doesn't seem very interesting in row 5. The black dots. Black dots are often more helpful to start with than white, but I don't see what they're doing here. How about the fortress cells? I mean, there's the glimmer of an idea. This fortress cell must be bigger than this circled cell. But I mean, that's nothing. The circled cell is at least 3. So the fortress cell is at least 4. But actually, the fortress cell is at least 5 already, because it has 4 digits smaller than it is. It's so uninteresting. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really struggling with what's going on here. I don't know what we can even look at to get going. Right, I'm going to have to concentrate a bit more. None of the kind of bits of setup seem that interesting. This. I suppose that's in the top row with these arrows, but they're just 2-cell arrows. This one isn't even pointing at a fortress cell. Wow. No, I don't know. I mean, the total of those 4 must be at least 10 by Sudoku. So the total of those 2 cells is at least 10, but this is lower than that. I don't know. I mean, if there's anything happening, it's either in this column or at the top of the puzzle. These arrows. Okay, there's something about 9 in box 1. 9 cannot go in any of those cells sitting beside the fortress cell. And it can't go there on that white dot. And it can't go on the arrow here at all. It can't go on any arrow that's more than 1 cell. So 9 is in one of those 3 cells. Ah. Okay. Right, another place 9 can't go is on a black dot. So where's 9 in the top row? That's quite interesting suddenly. Well, it is. Yes, it is. In fact, is this right? 9 has only 1 cell in the top row. It is. It's there, isn't it? Okay, 9 can't be there or there because of the fortress cells. You'd have to put at least a 10 in them. That was an important one. I couldn't see that. 9 can't be on a black dot. 9 can't be on a 2-cell arrow. So all of those are ruled out, and the 9 in the top row is in the corner. Now, this fortress cell is now, no, much more important than the fortress cell not being 9. None of these circles are 9. They are a 6, 7, 8 set. I mean, I could pencil mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the other cells in column 1. But I'm not going to, because that's just taking up real estate. Okay, 6, 7, and 8, 3-cell arrows, they all have to have a 1 on. And that's like, it's called a swordfish, isn't it? Or is it a jellyfish? I never quite know. But basically, each of those arrows has to have a 1 on, and that is going to use up all the 1s in columns 2, 3, and 4. There are 3 1s on those arrows. They're going to be the 1s in columns 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all the other cells in columns 2, 3, and 4 don't have a 1 on, which I'm sure is absolutely fascinating to an aficionado. But okay, it means this. All right, it means this arrow doesn't have a 1 on. So the minimum value of this arrow is 2 plus 3 is 5. So this digit is at least 5. We know that this can't be a 9, so we've narrowed them down to 5, 6, 7, under 6, 7, 8. Now what? I mean, okay, I have to think a bit further about... Well, these are quite small numbers, but it could still be a 1-6 pair. No, it can't. Sorry. I did say, let's make those yellow. They must contain 3 1s. So this arrow doesn't contain any 1s. So now it's made up of digits 2, 3, 4, and 5, contributing to a total of no more than 7. If there wasn't a 2 on this arrow, it would be a 3-4 pair. That won't work, because then the black dot in the top row would have to be a 1-2 pair. Once you've taken out 3 and 4, 3 of the 4 possible pairs are killed off. 8, 4, 4, 2, and 3, 6. So if that was a 3-4 pair, this would be a 1-2 black dot. And what could you possibly put on this arrow? At least 5 and 6. So that is not a 3-4 pair. Now that doesn't mean that this isn't a 7, but it does mean there is a 2 on this arrow. And now this black dot cannot have a 2 on. It's not 1-2 or 2-4. It's 3-6 or 4-8. This is so clever. But I feel I'm about to run out of juice here. Ah, hang on a sec. 1 is in one of those cells, so it's not in any of these. Where's 1 in box 3? It's not in a fortress cell. It's not in a circle cell. It's not there either, is it? Because of what we've pencil marked into here and the white dot. So it's here. I've placed a second digit. Come on. Now, annoyingly, that probably means 1 is going to end up. Actually, where is 1 in the top row? I'd forgotten the yellow thing, hadn't I? 1 is ruled out of all other cells in columns 2, 3 and 4. That is right. Yes, it is. It can't be here. So now the 1 is definitely on that arrow because we've worked out it's not on the white dot. Now, what is on the white dot? It's not 9, 1 or 2. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. But if it was 8, it can't be 8 because that doesn't have a 7 or a 9 as a possible white dot connection. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 there. I mean, that was hardly worth pencil marking, but still, I seem to have done it. It'd be nice to prove that this had to be a 1-8 pair, but if this was 4-8, that would be 3, 5 or 7. This would be... Ah, okay, there's another interesting thought. If this is not a 2-3 pair, and I've no idea if it is a 2-3 pair, it might be, but if it's not, this is 6 or 7 and part of a triple, a 6, 7, 8 triple. If this is 2, 4 or 2, 5, well, if it's 2, 4, this is definitely a 3, 6 pair. And this would be 5 or 7. It's quite... What is this going to be? This is not allowed to be 9. Okay, I'm positing that this is a 2, 4 pair in the red here. Actually, that's going to have an effect on the yellow cells. Ah, there already is an effect on the yellow cells. Hang on a second. There's a 2. We've established that in the red. That means that only 2 of these yellow cells can have a 2 in, and one of the groups, one of the trios, doesn't have a 2 in, and that must be 1, 3, 4 equals 8. And now we know that amongst these yellow groups, one of them is 1, 3, 4, one of them is 1, 2, 4, one of them is 1, 2, 3. So they all use digits from 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will have used up all the 2s in the 3 columns amongst red and yellow, because there's 1 there and 2 of these will use 2s, the 6 and the 7 arrows. Oh, the fact that we've put a 1 in one of those cells means this is not a 1, and there is definitely a 1 in one of those two. I hadn't noticed that before. I don't, maybe it doesn't help. But we've got 2s used up in these columns now. And if this is not a 5 in red, we're going to have 3s or 4s used up as well. Oh, and what's on this black dot? No, we're not allowed any more 1s or 2s in these columns. So this is also either 3, 6 or 4, 8. And it's going to use a 3 or a 4, and it's going to use the last one of whatever digit that is. And that almost says this can't be. If it used the last 3 that the 2 yellows won't use, the 2 yellows that use 3s, there are 2 yellows that use 3s. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4 and 1, 3, 4 in yellow. We're definitely using 3 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s and 2 4s. And then up here we're using a 2 again. And what? Well, maybe it's going to have to be a 5. If it was, because we're using a 3 or a 4 here, let's make that pink. And we're using a 3 or a 4 perhaps here, but perhaps not. But certainly not the same one as is being used in pink. Oh, what does this mean? Something's happening here. Ah, my goodness. And if we do use one of 3 or 4 there, the other one is on this black dot in row. I'd love to rule this out of being 2, 5. Let's have a think about what happens if this is 2, 5. That's a 7. These, oh, that has to be 8. Actually, where does 8 go in this box? Either in that circle or in that fortress cell. It can't go in any of these because you can't get a bigger digit than that into it. Now you've got 9 here. Oh, this is interesting. Hang on. Where does 9 go in box 3? It could go in the fortress cell. It can't go here or here because they're next to the fortress cell. It can't go there on the arrow, so it's in one of those two. I see, I just don't pick up the implications from fortress cells. I'm terrible at them. Okay, let's come back here. Oh, I wanted to prove red wasn't 2, 5. It would help if I could. I don't know if I can. It might be. But if it was 2, 5, this would be a 7. That would be a 6. That would be 8 specifically. This would be a 6. This would be a 1, 2, 3. We'd still have 4 to put in the box somewhere. If this was 2, 5, nothing much has happened over here. Oh, I don't know. There's something interesting is happening though. It's to do with red and yellow, isn't it? It is. It's this sort of jellyfish, swordfish situation. That's going to keep, well, it's definitely going to keep 1 or 2 off this black dot cell, but that's not enough. Okay, let's keep thinking about red, because I haven't really done any thinking about this. This can't be 8. 8 is either on this arrow or it's on this black dot in the top row. If it's on this black dot, that's 8 and 4, and this is odd. Then this is 2, 3 or 2, 5. 9, 8, 4, 2. I want to say that this would either be 1, 6 or 1, 7, but I don't even know if that's borne out, so I'm not saying that. I'm pretty sure that one of these two is a 1 in column 4. I'm absolutely sure of that. Oh, this white, this sort of arrow can't have a 1 on it, so that's at least 2, 3. This digit is at least 5. This one is less constrained because it could still have a 1 on. I still think there's something going on in the top 3 rows. I don't know what it is. I've got to try and figure it out. I've got it. I've got it. Where's 2 in box 3? That's beautiful. 2 is not pencil marked in these cells because it's in one of those red cells. It can't be in this circle because this has to add up to at least 3. It can't be in this fortress cell because that's bigger than the 3 surrounding cells. So 2 in box 3 is in one of these cells, and now it's not in this group of yellows, which is 1, 3, 4, and I get an 8 there. And this is not 8 now. This fortress cell is 6 or 7. This now is not 7, and that is what takes 5 out of the red. I knew I wanted to take 5 out of the red. I didn't know I was going to do it that way. Now, there are a number of things actually rocketing around my head, and one of them is what's happening in red and yellow. I'll come back to that. First of all, whatever the digit in red here with 2 is, 3 or 4, is not on this black dot. The other digit from 3 or 4 is on this black dot. So they are used up in a virtual pair along here. 2, 3, and 4. So this is now 1, 5, 6, 7, or 8, which, I don't know, it was not as helpful as I thought I was going. But this also can't be 3 or 4. This digit is 5, 6, or 7, and the grey digit is now 6, 7, 8, or 9. And now I'm closing in on a quad, but I'm certainly not there. 2 is in that, that's 8. These two can't have an 8. One of these is both of them have a 2 in, because one of them is 1, 2, 3 and one of them is 1, 2, 4. Now, whatever is used in red is not used in pink here, because whatever is used in red along with the 2 is the last instance of itself in red and yellow, and therefore in columns 2, 3 and 4. Yellow uses 2 3s and 2 4s, and red uses one of them, and whichever one it uses cannot appear here. So given red and pink and all the yellows, 2, 3 and 4 as well as 1 are fully used up in these columns. Everything else in the columns is 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. That's absolutely peculiar. Is that really right? 3, 6, 9, one of these and both of these. 12 cells of 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 times. It is right. They're all in there. Every instance in columns 2, 3 and 4, every instance of 1, 2, 3 and 4 is in the red, yellow and pink cells. So this is 6 or 8 on the black. And again, we have a 3, 6 or a 4, 8 pair. Yeah, sorry, that's sort of obvious in a way. That's now seeing a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad. Look, there's another one of those here. So this is not 3 or 4. This is. So actually I'm going to remove pink from that cell, because purple is now making up the 1, 2, 3, 4 quad here. This digit is 5, 6, 7 or 8, and the fortress digit is 6, 7, 8 or 9. Now there's more to it. One of these is the pink digit, because it's the one that's not 3 or 4, which is also there. This is 5 or 6. 9, 8, 2. I'm not going to regret not pencil marking these as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, am I? I still don't really want to. I don't know why I get these fancies. Hang on, these digits are from 5, 6, 7, 9. They can't be 8, 1, 3 or 4, and we've limited to. The 1 in this box is up here. What is this digit that is not 1 or 2? If it's high, it's the last of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, no, let's start here. What is this digit? It's not 1, 2, 3 or 4. It sees the quad. So that is high, and now we've got our 5 high digits in row 2. Everything else is low, including this blooming circle. These are all from 2, 3, 4, and this circle is not 2. It's got to have a 1 on the circle, on the arrow, and that's there. And this digit is 2 or 3. And it's not 3 because that would put 3 and 4 in these two cells and leave neither of them for pink. So that's a 2. That's a 3. Pink is a 4. going with an 8 in those cells, removing 8 from those and 9 from there, and removing, importantly, 4 from red. And remember, that's one of the 3 3s being used up, and that must be 4, and this is 8. Now, this can't be 8. What about this? This has to be odd if that's 4 or 8. So that's 5 or 7. In this row now, we've got 9, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1 is there. This is 5, 6 or 7. This is a triple, but the fortress must be the highest of them. So that's a 7. And that's 5 or 6. Oh, come on. This can't be 7 anymore by Sudoku, nor can this. Nor this. And therefore 6 is not on this arrow. And now 6 in the top row is fixed. It's there. That puts 5 in the circle, which I could have calculated by adding 2 and 3, it seems. That's not 5. This is a very sneaky puzzle. That is not 3, nor is that, because we placed the 3 in the circle. This is a 2, 3, 4 triple. One of those two is a 3, so I'm removing 3 from these cells. Look, I've got 6, 7 looking down here, so that's looking at both of these babies. And we've had the 4 there, so I'm taking 4 out of all of those cells. I still don't know which of these is 6 and which is 7. I'm taking 4 out of that cell because it's in the same box as this 4. Now, how about down here? We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4. No, let's start down here where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 8 placed. The other cells are 6, 7 and 9. And look, that's a triple, 6, 7, 9 triple here in box 7. So that's 8, that's 5. This can't be 9 now because of the fortress. It's 6 or 7. On the white dot, this one is 5, 6 or 7, I think. That 6, 7 pair makes this a 9. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I was going to look harder at this column. Yes, I can just put 9 in now, there. And a 6, 7 pair remains in box 4. One of these two is a 5. I don't know, I wanted to say that 1 is now going to be in one of those two, but actually there is a 1 still to place in column 1. And I don't know where. That fortress cell is finished. That one is finished. This one is not yet. It slightly depends on what this is. If that was a 6, this would have to be 5. That would be 1, 7, this would be 8. That would work fine. Okay, where are we? Where are we? 9, 4, 8. There's a 1 in one of those two cells. It can't be here because of the 1 that must be in these. Oh, and I've never really focused on the fact that 1 and 2 have to be in both these yellow sets. What does that mean for me? I don't know. Okay, let's look at, well, 1 and 2, it means this digit is at least 3. That's not. I was going to say that's not very interesting. I don't think this can be 5, because if this was 4, 1, it's impossible. If this was 3, 2, what would you put on that white dot? You can't put a 4 there because that would require 3 here and 2 here where it can't be. So that's not a 5. I mean, this was nothing deduction time. But anyway, I'm removing 2 from those. Why have I got? Oh, 9 was always going to be in one of those two cells. These are from 5, 6, 7, 9. Let's try and type that correctly. Right, where are we going next? This 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6 or 7 or 9 here. Probably that's where 9 is going to go. I have no reason to say that, I just wonder. 5, 6, 7 or 8 there. 2 spots for 9 in the column as far as I can see. I was going to say where's 1 in this row and triumphantly claim it's in one of those, but I just don't know. So I should wipe out the triumphantness. 6 there would make that 1, 2, 3 and stop that being 6, 7. Ah, come on, Mark. 3, 2, 1. So these are from higher digits. That one can't be 5 or 9, so I'm going to put in 4, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, it's been going quite well, I think, as a puzzle. I really don't think this is easy, or that you just stumble on these jellyfish randomly. Oh, this white dot, of course, doesn't have a 1 on, does it? That's very obvious when you spot it. So there's a 1 that I've just forgotten all about the white dot because it didn't seem all that important. Feeble of me, but there we go. So this is a little tiny 1 X-wing. Is that going to do it? I don't think it's going to do anything, that whole spot. 3, 4 pair and a 2, 3 pair there. That's using up all the 3s, so these can't have 3s in. Now, one of these is a 3 and it's sitting next to a 6 in either that cell or that cell, or that, sorry, the top domino or the bottom domino. And likewise, 7 is sitting next to a 2 there. If it was 7, 2 on the top, this would go 1, 4. I don't think I'm going to meet a contradiction from sort of working out where 4 would push 3 and that would push 2 and that would push 1, so I'm not going to focus on that. Let's look at this 6, 7 pair for a moment. Could colour these 6, 7s against each other. Would that help? Probably not. Not yet. Might help later. Oh, the fortress here. That can't be 6, can it? Because it's got both above and below and they can't both be 5. Oh, it's so easy when you see it. I'm so bad at fortress. Right, 6 and 8 there. We take 6 out of those cells. We take 9 out of these ones. And one of them is a 6. Does this do anything? Yeah, no, it doesn't, does it? I just know it. Oh, hang on. Look, now I've got a 6, 8 pair. It did do something. That's not 6 or 8. That is not 6. This is not 6. This is now odd, and it's on a white dot. So this is even, and it is 6. And that is 7, and that is 5, and now this is 7. And this is 9, and it bounces all back and forth up columns 3 and 4. Brilliant. This is now not 9. Still got the 6, 8 pair. Now, what else has that done? Must be something. 8, 5, 9, 6. Yes, it's made this circle a 7, and therefore this one's a 6. I'm getting rid of 4 out of that cell, putting in the 3 there. This is 2, and this is a 1, 4 pair. All the corner marks can disappear. Now, 5 is not there, it's definitely here. This is 1 or 2. These don't have 2 in. There's a 3 in one of those. There was a 3 in one of those as well. This can't be 6 anymore. This is definitely 7 or 8. And this digit, actually, no, I thought I'd known it was going to be quite big for a while. I'm not sure I have. 4, 5, 6 or 7. Not 7, because this can't be 1. I don't think this digit can go over 3. If it was 4, that would be at least 5. Yeah, this is 2 or 3. That is connected on a white dot. 2, well, I'm not allowed 1, 2 or 4 here, so I'm going to put 3 in there, 2 in there. Nice white dot. This is not now 4 because we need 5 or 6 to get it up to the 7 or 8 in the circle. 3, 2, 1 here, 3, 2, 5, 4, 9, 2. I keep thinking that 2 is seeing that cell. It's not. That 1 is seeing that cell. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 4, all the yellows are done, and I suppose all the reds are done now. Look at that. Okay, let's get rid of all my colours because they've done their super job. Didn't use them much. 6 is looking at that cell. Right, 5 there. Wow. It's how you make progress. It's so peculiar sometimes. That's a 4. Just seen that. This doesn't have 4. That's now a 2. I think that was a standalone deduction. These are 4, 8, 9 in some order. That one's not 9. 3, 4, 6, 8 there. I'm not going to pencil mark all of those. That is 6 or 7 based on what it can see in the row and column. Why isn't this resolved? Or this? Well, yeah, what's going on here? 3, 2, 1, 8, 6, 7. This is 4, 5 or 9. Now it can't be 4 because this doesn't have 3 or 5 as a candidate. So this is 5 or 9. This is now even. It's not, I don't think this is 9 because that would be 8, that would be 4 and that would be impossible. So this is a 5. That's 4 or 6. The other of 4 or 6 is in one of these cells in the row. 5, 9, 4, 6. So that is 7 or 8. Anything else? Anything else? 5, 2, 9, 7. No, there's probably something else from that. I've nearly got it. I'm grasping at it. I can't quite feel it. Oh, where does 9 go in this column? There seems to be only one place. It's there. That's just Sudoku, so that's a 9. That was the only place in the box. Yeah, all right. I should have seen that. This is not 4 or 7. That is 6 or 8. It doesn't help resolve this. Yes, it does. I've got a 4, 6, 8 triple, so only one place for 7 in the column. It does. 1, 9, 7, 2, 5. We've got still 3, 4, 6, 8 to place in box 6. 1, 5, 2, 3, 9. This can't be 7. Less good. How about this row? We need a 9 in one of those two. This is 6 or 8 because it can't be 5. In fact, that's a 9, 5 pair. 6 or 8 pair makes this a 4 on the dot. That makes this a 3 and this a 6. And we go up to the top. 8 there, 6 there. That's on the circle. So we've got, what have we got? A 1, 5 pair on the arrow. That's right. And this is a 7 at the end. And that must be touching an 8 on the white dot. 6, 5 down here. They're all done. That's a 9, that's a 7. I think we're on, somehow, we're on to the last leg at the moment. 6 and 8 there. That's 4, 8 in the centre of the puzzle. 1, 5, 9, 4, 2, 7, 8 goes here. And I'm left with a 3, 6 pair. And that's a 1, 2 pair. And that's a definite 7. 3 there is sorting out 1. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That 5 sorts out 1 and 5. Then down here we've got 4 and 2. Got a 4 to place in the central box. That lets me get 3. That does 6 and 3. Then we've got 6 and something else, which is a 1. And there we go. Shield birds complete. What a fabulous puzzle. That's so clever. I mean, was the break-in just spotting 9 in the top row, or was the... No, the break-in was about this effective, enormous... I don't even know what fish that is. It's kind of a... It was all about 1, 2, 3 and 4, so I think it's a 4-strong jellyfish. Tough one though, very clever, very sneaky, as one would expect. Good fun. Thank you for watching us, as always, on the channel. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.